As the time draws closer for first oil, which is expected in the first half of 2020, government has been making plans to prepare for this new sector, which has the potential to transform the economy, improve infrastructure, and advance the social services in the country. However, much has been said about the government's slothfulness in looking towards implementing key pieces of legislation that would guide the sector beyond that critical year. Adding his voice to that argument is former government minister and political analyst Dr. Henry Jeffrey, who feels government's approach is questionable.
From the little I read in the press, I am not impressed that we've got our hand on all the major buttons. I mean, we are now talking about setting up a department. We have a head that don't know nothing about oil. You will have to be depending on somebody. When they took on someone to be like the chief technical head, but when I read the CV they had in the press, I see like this person only had 6 months work with government. So
he opined that the coalition administration has not inspired in the Guyanese populace any significant hope that it knows what it is doing in this sector.
I believe that that is the issue. The issue is that you have to be, again, open and transparent and start from the position that you don't know much about this business, and try to get the best advice, not one advice from one person or two, but you don't go one doctor or two. You try to get to as many as possible if something goes wrong with you. And you have to start from the position that you do not know anything about this industry.
On the issue of local content, the political analyst also expressed disappointment at the manner in which this issue is being dealt with, both by the government and those within the local private sector whom he feels should be demanding certain benefits.
I think the local content was perhaps one of the first legal documents we should have had. I mean, up to now we're messing around with it, and people are saying things like, "Don't worry, we'll look after you." You can't be in these boardrooms every day. People gotta make deals. You have a business. You want to get it at the cheapest possible price. You don't have any rules saying you must come to Guyana. You're not going to go and look for the cheapest person. I mean, if that's all you want, there's no rule to tell you got to come and do it with Henry Jeffrey.
The draft local content policy has in recent months been criticized for lacking provisions which would safeguard against exploitation by companies, especially since there have been intensified reports of local companies being bypassed for contracts and services. Samuel Suknandin, The Evening News.